Hey guys, Chris here, founder of Rooted Music. Guys, at Rooted, our goal is to help you learn to play the music that you love by coaching you on the why and not just the what. And we're going to do just that in today's tutorial. But before we do, I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel here so you don't miss out on any of the new worship tutorials that we have for you. And I'd also love for you to check out the links in the description of this video where you can download our chord chart to this song for free, and also where you can learn more worship songs just like this for just $1 for the first 30 days. Check out those links and let's go ahead and dive into the video.
Hey everyone, my name is Shane and I'm here with Rooted Music with another tutorial. And today we're going to talk about acoustic guitar, and we're going to walk through the song called God So Loved by a band called We the Kingdom. And it's a super cool song. This one's fairly new to me, but I know there are a few versions out there, so if you want to listen along and kind of be familiar with the tune, we're talking about the God So Loved, and then it says single in parentheses. So one of the cool things about this tutorial I'm excited about is I'm going to talk to y'all about some chord shapes that are probably less common on acoustic, but they're still fairly easy. And if you learn these and kind of had these in your back pocket, this could just be a cool like extra color you could pull out every once in a while. So the song is in the key of B flat. So what we're going to do is, instead of having to play these closed chords and stuff up and down the neck, we're going to play A shapes. So to turn A shapes into B flat shapes, we're just going to capo 1. And then I'll walk through the chords that we're going to play. So we're going to use numbers for shorthand. And when I get through these, if there's anything that doesn't make enough sense about how numbers work and the key of A and all that, refer back to the videos where we talk about the Nashville number system. But I'll walk you through these. So the main chords in this song would be a 1 chord, and we're going to play A. It's like this. And what I like to do, some people play it like this. I like to just group all my fingers together right here. So it's like open, second, 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 open. That's how it sounds. And then you probably know E, but E is going to be our 5 chord. Okay, standard, totally standard E major. Open, second, second, first, open, open. And then our 6th chord is F sharp minor. So the most common way you'll see it's here. And obviously with the capo on, this is actually G minor, but we're thinking about, you know, what would these be as it pertains to the key of A. So F sharp minor is like this, usually. We're going to do it a little different because you'll see there's a kind of an acoustic guitar lick we're going to do, so we got to get creative with our shape. So what I'm doing is I'm playing it like this. 2nd fret, I'm muting here. I'm muting it with the bottom of my middle finger. I'm also going to mute the D string with the top of my ring finger. And then we have second, second, open. So this is how it sounds. Cool, sounds pretty neat. So if you mute everything, if you mute these two, this is what you get. You can strum from the top and it'll leave these 2 notes out. And then we have a 4 chord, and I'm going to play, it's kind of like a D. D would just be your standard 4 chord. You'd see it mostly like this. But I'm going to do it just so I can get to it quickly. If I go from 6, my 6th chord, to here, I'm going to do it that way. So I'm just thinking economics. How can I get from every chord really quickly? So in the order that they appear in the song, 1 chord is A, 5 chord is E, 6 chord is F sharp minor. We're going to play it like this. And then the D chord is our 4 chord. We're just going to play it like that. Cool? And that will make sense right now, because before I talk about the arrangement of the song, which thankfully is really, really simple, I want to talk to you about one of the coolest things about this song, probably the coolest thing about this song besides the awesome lyrics, is there's it sounds like a bunch of acoustic guitars are all kind of stacked up together on the recording to make this really cool acoustic guitar strummy thing. Really exciting sounding, lots of energy and all that. But I was just listening, thinking, okay, if I were the only acoustic guitar on stage, how would I play this? And whether it was like me and my wife leading worship by ourselves, or if I was with a band, I'd probably do something along the lines of what I'm going to show you now. So there's there's kind of a guitar hook within the chords that I'm going to show you. So if you play A like I suggested, I want you to practice it where you take your pinky off so you can play that note. The E's, totally standard. I want you to do the same thing on the 6th chord. If you play it the way I suggested it, practice it where you take your pinky off so you can get this open note. And then when you play the D with the weird fingers like I'm suggesting, practice it where you scoot the pinky down. So go over this before we, move any further. So basically do all these variations on your chords. On the 1 chord, here's the variation. No variation on the 5. On the 6th chord, there's your variation. On the 4 chord, there's your variation. All right, now, so once we get used to that, there's a very constant strumming pattern, and this is exciting for me because the kind of go-to standard acoustic guitar strumming pattern, it's awesome. I mean, it works on almost everything for a reason, but it's really cool to be able to kind of get out of that box sometimes. So I want y'all to try this. Basically, if I just mute the strings, this is what I'm doing with my right hand. So probably the first thing to do is practice like a pretty quick strum, just down, up, down, up, down, up, with no accent or anything like this. And then I want you to try it where after you go down, up, down, you accent the next up and then the following up. Okay, so it'll sound like this when you add those accents. So down, up, down, normal, and then you're following up, and the up after that, you're gonna just play it a little harder. It'll sound like this. You can probably hear the pattern by now. Another thing I'm doing after I accent those few upstrokes is I'm not playing the following down. You can see my hand is still moving, so I'm literally just barely moving my hand away from the guitar just enough that I don't strum it. So in super duper slow motion, this is what I mean. So a tempo is kind of like this. Cool. And then another thing, it'd be whether or not you like light picks or not. I would suggest you having one, because what I do is when I'm playing strumming patterns like this and I'm trying to create more energy, but I don't want my acoustic to just to be blaringly loud, and I don't want it to sound like I'm sawing the guitar in half. You can see I'm exerting a ton of effort to do that strumming pattern. One thing that'll get your volume down and just make it sound cool and kind of blend in is using a super flimsy pick. So I love these. This one's 1/2 of a millimeter thick. So now we're going to take the strumming pattern and our chord and our variations and kind of put it all together. So this is what we get. So what I'm doing is about halfway through the pattern, on one of those accents, the 3rd accent, I'm starting my variation on each chord. So repeat that. Nothing over the E, over the 6, over the F sharp minor, and then over the 4 chord, over the D. And when you kind of get the rhythm all together, once you can kind of glue all those pieces together, it feels more like this. So good news is once you learn that, you've got about 80% of the song in your pocket. I mean, that's most of the song. So that's the verse, or that's the intro. That's the verse. Only suggestion I would make on the verse is I would leave all the variations alone until you get to the 4 chord. So basically play the 1 simpler, play the 5 like you always have been, play the 6 simpler, but then do your variation on the 4 once the vocals come in. That would just be a suggestion. Chorus, same program, and then you'll have another turnaround, do all the variations and all the cool stuff. Second verse, I would just like dynamically bring it down, but same program. Second, it's shorter. The second verse is shorter. You get to the second chorus, same program. We'll quickly talk about the bridge. Bridge is cool. The changes are a little quicker. So the bridge, there's 4 chord progressions on the bridge. The first 2 progressions, I'm just going to strum diamonds. So, and those chords are 1, 4, 1, 5. I'm gonna do that twice, and you'll hear the bass note is not this note. The bass note's actually a 3, but because we're doing A shapes, just let the bass handle the inversions or the slash chords. For those music theory people out there, yeah, let the bass or the piano player handle that. You're just gonna kind of play the standard shape. So second pass of the bridge will still be 1, 4, 1, 5. Then you'll pick up and probably maybe do some just straight down building type strums. The progression there is going to be 1, 4, 5 sus. So you remember our normal E chord. Just add your pinky right here on the G string. You'll get this shape. You'll get this sound. So third pass building 1, 4, 5 sus 5. And then the 4th progression of the bridge, the final progression of the bridge, 1, 4, 6, 5. And then you're going to do an extra bar of 5. And then there's like a little channel after the bridge where the acoustic guitar is not doing much, but you're just going to do 2 bars of 1, 2 bars of 4. And then the rest of the song is exactly like all the other sections we talked about with the 1, 5, 6, 4 and their variations.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us today in this tutorial. I hope you really enjoyed it and learned a lot through it. Make sure to subscribe to our channel here so you don't miss any of the new tutorials we have coming up. And make sure to check out those links in the description of this video so you don't miss out on the chord chart and you don't miss out on more and more worship song coaching for just $1 for the first 30 days. Check out those links and we'll see you soon.